Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we interrupt our spooky season content for just a minute. Don't worry, there'll be more to come later today for some physical media news and some big streaming news where streaming is continuing its downward spiral, plus a couple of Chase's targets and some surprise pre-orders that are out there. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so we are going to cover the streaming stuff first because, man, that's absolutely crazy what's going on. And to me, streaming is continuing its downward spiral with a lot of these platforms. There's also some odd pop-up announcements here of some things that are going to be Chase's targets for sure, and some things that you might be interested in, and some things that are kind of confusing. So, let's go ahead and jump right to it with the big story, and that is Indiana Jones is gone. Yeah. Without warning, Disney Plus took all of the Spielberg Indiana Jones movies from their streaming. Even what's on Disney Plus had no idea it was coming. So the only thing you can find on Disney Plus now is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the newest one. The four others are gone, and I think now they are available on Paramount Plus or Amazon Prime, which means at best, but it's just those four, which means at best you are going to need two streaming services if you don't own Indiana Jones on physical media to watch all of Indiana Jones. And that just stresses the importance of physical media, and that just scratches the surface on what's happening with Disney Plus and other platforms. And if you scratch the surface here, my Blockbuster box set's homemade set. If you scratch the surface here, it gets even nastier. A lot of these companies, Warner Brothers is doing this. Physical media and buying physical media has never been more important, because not only is streaming dying, it's taking movies and TV shows that you love along with it to try to save themselves. So a lot of you probably remember the classic Willow movie that we grew up with. You know, Disney Plus tried to do a series. It didn't do well. But besides just leaving it up there and saying, well, we're just not going to make any more, they pulled Willow from their platform. And they didn't just pull it from the platform. You will never be able to find it again, because the new trend with these companies to try to subsidize the failing streaming model is to write off these movies and TV shows as complete losses and take basically a tax credit. So I believe it's $1.5 billion for one quarter that Disney was able to recoup by basically scrubbing Willow and other TV shows and movies from existence. So not only can you never watch it again, not only do they never have to pay the creators or actors a residual again, they're going to get paid for it. They're going to subsidize their failing model by screwing all these people and the consumer over. It says that in an SEC filing, the company said that it had removed certain produced content from its direct-to-consumer consumer streaming services. As a result, Disney will record a $1.5 billion impairment charge in its fiscal third quarter financial statements to adjust carrying value of these content assets to fair value. So in other words, they can say they're taking a credit. They can say, look, this TV show, if we kept it, would make X amount of dollars over its lifetime for us. But if we get rid of it, then we should be able to take those losses as a credit now. I mean, it's a financial loophole, big time. And I think it's crap because it encourages streaming services not to change what they're doing. They can just say, hey, if something doesn't work, we can scrub it for existence, because there's the rub. They can't bring it back later. If they do, they're going to owe money in back taxes. So they can't just bring it back later. So now for next quarter, Disney's currently estimating that it may get an additional $400 million for the same set of removing more content. So they're going to continue to do this. So if you can get something on physical media, it's not just a matter of, oh, I would rather stream it or I would rather own it on physical media. They may take that option from you. So besides using AI to change scenes, to cut content, to make it more politically correct by today's standards and things like that, besides altering the content you love, they could take it away forever, period. You cannot get it, cannot find it. They cannot show it again because they'll owe massive amounts of back money if they show it again. But right now they can profit, literally profit, and continue to subsidize their model by scrubbing it from existence. So I believe Warwick Davis, who plays Willow, and he played the Leprechaun in the Leprechaun movies, lots of other stuff. I mean, he slammed them because they no longer owe those actors, creators, none of those people, they owe them no money from that work they did. None. No residuals ever can they recoup. And Disney is going to profit from this. And other streaming services are doing the same thing with content that they created. That way, they don't have to, it's a double dip. They don't have to pay anybody anything else. So they don't have to pay their own licensing fees. They don't have to pay residuals. They don't have to pay anybody. And they get money credit right now for doing it. I mean, that is so shady. And they're doing it because the streaming model was never meant to, the streaming model always had a ceiling. And once you got to that ceiling, all you could do was start charging more and more and more and cutting content to try to continue profits going up. That's all you can do because it has a limit, because it requires everybody to have high-speed internet. It requires countless subscription fees and everything else. And it has a limit of amount of people that are going to do that. So in order to continue increasing profits, once you hit that ceiling, all you can do is cut the content that you used to have that you used to have. So now you don't have to pay for as much content, and raise prices. That's the only two options that you have. So that's what they're gonna. That's why now you see, they always said streaming was, the cord cutting option, and now you have all these companies that are combining together to be offered through Comcast Xfinity cable as basically an ad-supported premium channel add-on. They're going down. For me, I have the streaming services that come along with like my Prime account and like HBO Max because it's part of my cable service and stuff like that. I have these because I have Disney Plus free because I have a Disney Visa card. Like I have a Disney Visa card, and that was part of when I opened the card way back. And as soon as they start charging me for it, I won't have it. Because I don't want to support that. And they have gone from we're the cord cutter option to it's not. It's completely opposite of that. They basically have just keep going down a path of, to me, all they're good for is if you can find stuff that's a try before you buy. Like I was able to watch Salem's Lot. I did that review because I have HBO Max for free. I would love to see that on physical media. See the full cut that was like over 3 hours that they made him cut down because of streaming. They made him cut it down. So I would love to see that. I would, and then I have like, we all have like Tubi. Tubi is free. You just got to watch commercials. So it's just an old school TV channel. It's just, you can pick what you want to watch. And then like Shudder and Amazon Plus, I have free with my Amazon Prime and my IMDb professional subscription I have. So I use that for a lot of try before I buy horror movies. To me, that's all it's good for anymore because, and there'll be stuff on Shudder. Like Joe Bob Briggs will show a movie on his show, and you'll go back to it a month later, and it's gone because they've already scrubbed their licensing rights. So all you can watch is the segments where Joe Bob talks, and that's it because they've already lost the rights to that movie. They could show it right then, and then that was it. And it's absolutely crazy. But of course, CEO Bob Iger said he was confident that they're on the right path for streaming's long-term profitability. And that was part of the company would be rationalizing the volume of the content we make and what we are spending. He also said the company expects to raise the price of Disney again without ads. So, man, it's if you go to this is a channel right here. It's what's on Disney Plus. They even dropped an article because there was no warning. That shows you how this can go. There was no warning. There was no announcement that, hey, Indiana Jones is going to be gone. You can't watch Indiana Jones. And it's so confusing for people because you go to like Disney Hollywood Studios and there's the Indiana Jones stuff's all over Disney. There's the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland. Indiana Jones ride is coming to Animal Kingdom at Disney World. You have the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular at Hollywood Studios. You can buy Indiana Jones stuff all over Disney. And now that you can't even get it on their own site. And it's absolutely crazy that you would need 2 subscriptions just to watch Indiana Jones. Yeah, it says, sadly, though, today, Indiana Jones films have been removed from Disney Plus around the world. It's certainly unfortunate these great films have been removed from Disney Plus, and the licensing deal that was agreed was much shorter than I would have expected. Hopefully, one day the classic Indiana Jones films will return, but it's going to be down to if Paramount is willing to license them, and more importantly, if Disney is willing to pay for the rights to stream them on Disney Plus. It all comes down to money, and they don't care. They're going to continue to cut content. They are going to continue to cut content. And that's not the only there's a handful of other stuff that they just announced. It said, here's some other other stuff. So Marvel's Project Hero, we got Marvel's Project Hero, Marvel's Empower, Marvel's Voices Rising, The Music of Wakanda Forever, and more have all been removed as tax write-offs for underperformance of the assets. It is also believed, as I mentioned, they were pulled to avoid paying residuals to actors, writers, and creatives involved. In short, it means not enough people were watching to justify Disney continuing to pay out money. So they take content away, scrub it from the earth forever, and you can never watch it. I'm going to get off of my soapbox about streaming, but that just underscores the importance of owning physical media. And to that end, I wanted to say I am supporting Orbit DVD. They do not pay me anything. I buy from them just like you guys. But man, they are under it there. They are in the ground zero from Hurricane Helene. And they are still working their ass off to get stuff out. And to that end, there's some cool chases targets and some crazy announcements out here right now. And let's just jump to Orbit DVD to check out the first one. This just dropped this morning. How about Amadeus on 4K? Amadeus. There's going to be a 4K steelbook from Warner Brothers UK. The pre-order is up right now on Orbit DVD. It's $59.99. This was the movie that got all the attention the year that Terminator came out because this was the Oscar darling. But Amadeus, it's a big movie for a lot of people. I was never big into Amadeus, just to be honest with you. But this is going to be an exciting one for a lot of people. 4K limited edition steelbook out of the UK. It doesn't say if this one is numbered or held to 2000. It says it's going to have the 4K featuring the original theatrical cut. So it's going to have a rigid slipcase and paper premium. So there's more stuff, more info to be, to be coming, and the artwork is to be completed still. But there it is. You can go ahead and get your pre-order in this morning. It doesn't even look like there's an actual date, but I thought that one was interesting for a lot of folks out there. So Amadeus getting a 4K. Now here's the two that confuse me on pre-order. You guys see this right here? We have Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers, Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. These are pre-orders for Blu-rays. Now, I know there were Blu-rays of these a while back, and like the out-of-print Blu-rays are really high. This, if you go check it out, you can pre-order these from Orbit DVD. Comes out the 17th of December. It does not say who is releasing these. There is no information on that. And it says the artwork subject to change. That's sort of the original artwork, but faded out there. It doesn't say who is putting these out. It's just like this stealth announcement. I don't know. Like, I don't own these, so you guys would have to tell me if this is an out-of-print Blu-ray. I know, like, some of these, I'm pretty sure it was out of print and pretty expensive when I was looking for them before, but I might be wrong. I'm just thrown as to why we don't have, like, more info. Here's part 3. I'm just kind of thrown as to why we don't know who this is from, why it's a Blu-ray, not 4K, if it's somebody that's already put it out before, if it's different. It's not. It doesn't say it's a foreign release. It doesn't say it's UK. And you don't just see pre-orders on standard Blu-rays that often, but this just dropped, so I'm a little curious. It says, it doesn't tell us who the company is, and I have not been able to find it anywhere. No, Sandpiper Pictures unveils upcoming release. So it's from Sandpiper Pictures. Interesting. I have no idea who Sandpiper Pictures is. So there you go. You can get Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 pre-order right now, $21.99 a piece from Sandpiper Pictures. It's Region A. B and C are untested, but it's Region A. It's 1080p. It's an MPEG 4. Interesting. So if that's out of print, let's see. Here's the out of print one. Oh yeah. So this may be a big deal because right now you're running used on Amazon for $175 for that Blu-ray. Are you kidding me? So if you didn't have it before, I think those are the Scream Factory Blu-rays maybe. Let's see, what is part 3 running? Part 3 is running about $70. Yeah, $21.99 is a better deal. That's a better deal. So you can grab Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 pre-order, $21.99 a piece if you just want to add the Blu-ray to your collection. Right there at Orbit DVD. Now, there is a couple of other announcements that I found pretty interesting here. And one that nobody is talking about. I'm actually a big fan of this movie right here. Daylight. This is a 4K of Daylight with Stallone. Is coming from Kino Lorber. We don't have a release date yet. I think this movie would really benefit from a 4K because if you've seen it, obviously the movie's very dark. It takes place in a collapsed underground tunnel. So I think a 4K on this would be really good. You got Stallone in here, Viggo Mortensen in here. Stallone's son was also in here. His son who passed away, Sage Stallone, is in this movie. It's going to have HDR and a Dolby Vision master coming from Kino Lorber. So that's anything Stallone I'm down for. that's one that nobody talks about very much. That movie, it's interesting because that movie was shot by the same guy, David Egby, who shot Pitch Black, which is another very dark movie. So, yeah, super looking forward to Daylight. That is definitely a Chase's target. And then here is another one that just dropped this morning. Dante's Peak. Dante's Peak is a very underrated disaster movie. I like this movie a lot. Linda Hamilton in here, Pierce Brosnan in here. This is going to have an HDR and Dolby Vision Master. This one again is coming from Kino. Kino's making some announcements out here, man, putting it out. This is a movie that I think is a very underrated disaster flick. This is around the time where you had like Dante's Peak and Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones and stuff like that coming out. I'm a fan of this. This will be a target for me. I have to be in the mood for disaster movies, but when I watch them, I want to watch a good one. And I don't know, this one feels like more realistic to me than a lot of them. So, Dante's Peak, a lot of fun. Big fan of Linda Hamilton. You got A007 in there, Pierce Brosnan. So Dante's Peak and Daylight, both targets for me. And then, of course, we already talked about Happy Gilmore getting an announcement of a 4K from Kino Lorber. But the one that we didn't talk about, or I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys about yet, is another one that a lot of people have been waiting for. I'm trying to see if I can find it and pull it back up for you guys. Of course, Hitcher 4K is getting a domestic release too. In case you missed that, you can order that on Amazon right now. Okay, I can't find where I had it pulled up, but you've probably heard it by now. It's definitely a target for me. Billy Madison is getting a 4K. So you're going to get Happy Gilmore. Now you're going to get Billy Madison 4K, both from Kino. Those are huge targets for me. Got to have some Billy Madison. I don't like it as much as some people like. It's not my favorite. Like Happy Gilmore is one of my favorite. And if you saw my video from yesterday, you know I love Hubie Halloween a whole lot. I need that on physical media. That's another problem with streaming right there. Streaming, don't even get me started on how they hold stuff hostage. Hocus Pocus 2, I believe you can't get physical media of that. You can't get physical media of Hubie Halloween. They hold stuff hostage, trying to make you forever connected, having to pay them constantly, monthly, to see the movies you want to see on there. And you're basically paying for the other stuff that you don't care about. And isn't that what they used to say about cable? So I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of holding art or content hostage from the public. Like, I'm just not. And I want my damn Hubie Halloween on a 4K. That thing there's some beautiful stuff shot in Salem in the fall. Get out of town. I need it. But Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, Dante's Peak, Daylight, those will all be targets for me. I'm sure a lot of you are excited for Amadeus, and a lot of you are probably excited to get a second chance at a Blu-ray of Sleepaway Camp 2, Sleepaway Camp 3, because no way in hell would I pay $175 for that. But anyway, that's what I got for you for right now. For physical media news, we're going to get back to our spooky season content. I'm going to try to get you another video up this evening with some fun lists going. I got lots of lists. We are Halloween and spooky season focused right now, but we do all kinds of things here. Physical media news, 4K reviews, rankings and lists from a fan and filmmaker's perspective here. As always, we talk about all these movies, all that stuff, everything that we all love and enjoy. And I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to consider supporting the channel, getting more involved, you can join at my Patreon link below or at my YouTube link and be a part of the channel. Get your name in lights, special videos, early access to content, behind the scenes of my filmmaking, and so much more. And again, if you want to send me anything, if you want to just send me a letter, say hi, I always keep the address where you can contact me down below. I keep a running list of Chase's targets, so you know what I'm always looking for, things that you might be interested in, and I just enjoy hanging out with you guys so much. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Great job, Orbit DVD. We're all behind you. See you later. Bye-bye.